Hey everybody, this is Arjun. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon, the Crimson Court. And today we'll be going for a bit of a run to lock in the Ancestor's Pistol. I've been wanting this trinket for a while. I have a feeling it's going to be very, very useful on our Highwayman, particularly with that point-blank shot being worth so much more damage as it comes through. In fact, I'll just reconfigure our abilities just a second. Pistol shot is useful, but I'll pick up chain shot for the range shot for the moment. And then open vein, just have a nice spread of ranged and melee attacks. Into this dungeon we'll be bringing along Murdak, the legendary Flagellant, as well as Zachary the Highwayman, Ponchardon, the level 5 Jester, and Tinel, level 5 Vestal as well. Again, these guys aren't named. There are still characters up and available for naming, so if you want to be part of our adventures, feel free to tell me so, and I will make you one of us. In the meantime, let's provision up and get into the dungeon. So it is a long, which means we can be ready and be over-prepared, potentially, looking at what we need to be bringing into the Weald. Look, I mean, yeah, medicinal herbs can be useful, and if we already have to bring one, we may as well bring more. Keys are obviously always going to be quite handy, as are holy waters in this specific dungeon, so we'll probably bring along 4 of those, 3 keys, 4 shovels, 1 more key, why not? Let's be completionist about this, as well as a stack of bandages. I think that's going to be quite useful, and along with that, because it's a long dungeon, we'll bring 2 stacks of torches and a half, 2 stacks of food, and 4. We're being over-prepared. It's completely fine. We are fine for money. We don't have to be worried. And again, we have no pressing need for the blood just this particular moment because, again, no one's rocking the curse. We did encounter a couple of bloodsuckers in the last dungeon crawl, but again, nothing to be concerned about at all. Sorry there, I just plugged in my phone. I'm not sure if the audio came through on that one. In any case, as things are loading up, I will do what I always do, which is thank you guys very much for stopping by and watching these videos. It's a lot of fun making them, and I hope you have a good amount of fun watching them. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button at some stage.
Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
And let's have a look at our pathing through this dungeon. We have to explore 90% of rooms, which means there's going to be a bit of doubling back and redundancy. I think we're going to go down this way, double back, then go up through here, double back, and down all the way around. Yep, that seems like a prudent course of action. We should have some good chances for scouting. Looking forward to getting some epic bleeds done with the Flagellant. I love the Flagellant class. A lot of people are saying that it's OP, but I don't mind OP. This game is punishing enough. Like I can live with the game being kind to me for a change. And let's press into our first empty room, not expecting anything, and there is nothing to be seen there as well. No scouting either. Not going to bother with that item, that cure at the moment, because again, I don't need treasure. I don't need treasure. All I want is elite trinkets and heirlooms. Gold is kind of an afterthought, especially with the 15k reward for this particular dungeon. No scouting this time around, which is a bit disappointing. We have to keep our eyes open, and that's a very early hunger check, but we'll make do regardless. Just from memory, those old trees are an anti-venom based thing. I could take a chance, but it's just not worth it. I don't need them, and I can always do them on the way back. That's my thinking. I'm going to stick with that thinking. Faux show. Burning through torches pretty darn fast, but that's okay. We do get a scout through here. No surprises, we just are ticking off rooms as we wander down through this long, dark, and winding passageway. There we go, it's a free torch, no complaints there, and I'll use it up straight away. And it's time to double back. So again, long dungeons are dungeons that I typically avoid, just because they don't make the best viewing. It's like an hour to an hour and a half of playtime. The rewards aren't always worth it, and it's kind of yeah, like if I'm gonna make an hour and a half long video, I'll make it in the courtyard. That's my thinking pretty much. But yeah, it's all good. But I do prefer mediums to longs just for duration. That said, though, given that we're only in the very, very early stages of things, and given the fact that we know this is going to be a fairly long adventure, you know, if you want to pause the video right now and get yourself a hot beverage, maybe some snacks, you know, pour yourself a nice glass of wine or whiskey, I will not judge you. In fact, I encourage you to do so now. Go ahead. And welcome back. Let's look for some treasure at least. Inventory is emptying up a bit, so we can afford to take some. Great.
For a task well performed.
Got the Ooh, wow, that's a haul. We'll take that. Take that. Take that. Blight Amulet, I can take or leave, but we can make a decision later on down the road. In the meantime, we're just not encountering much really here at all. Should be an empty room, but we'll see what it has in store. Well, it's got scouting for us, and for that at least I'm grateful, and this will be our first battle of the dungeon. Light is in Radiant. We're fine to progress forward. Insatiable Ghoul and 2 Harrowing Gnashers. No surprise for us this time around, unfortunately, but we can make do with that regardless. Let's get a bleed going early on this position to Gnasher. Only 7 damage taken, but 6 bleed to come in the next turn. Chain Bleed might be a good way of adding to this little Ghoulie's woes, and he's dead in his first action, which is exactly what I needed to have happen. Grape Shot is a terrible decision. Open Vein is a fairly terrible decision. Let's get a Duelist Advance going, and oh, sweet crit. Very sweet crit, and our Apost is now active with, expectation that we'll take some damage very soon. Critical for 9 on the Flagellant, and Rabies has been picked up, which is kind of regrettable. That bleed is also going to cause me some potential problems, but this is why we have heals. Rend goes down, but it's dodged, fortunately, because of Wilbur's... what do you have? Because of Wilbur's Flag and the Camouflage Cloak, and we are very much in Radiant Light. Not going to worry about healing this chappy for them. What I will do, though, is drop a Dazzling Light and take out that Gnasher, as well as boost up my torch levels. Flagellant is taking some pain, but that's what Flagellants are for. They live for the pain, they die for the pain, and only their fleas mourn them. Not really looking at any meaningful stress on anyone, so we'll probably do a focus bleed now that the resistances have been removed on this ghoul. And he's rocking 15 damage per turn, which is absolutely fantastic. Skull Toss on the Leper, Vestal, I should say. That's a lot of stress and quite a bit of hit points taken away, but no stun, fortunately. Point blank shot, 14 damage, not too shabby, and this chap is dead in his next action, so I can just disregard his existence entirely. Sweet, sweet heal on to Nell the Vestal, and we are good to go. We'll take the opportunity to take care of some of her stress. Nice, nice, nice. And that's a 20 stress reduction. I love that. I just love that. Okay.
At least promises success.
Crests are worth more to me than the gold. Yeah. That's that decision made fairly easily. Pack has a map, and I have no complaints about that. Let's have a look to see what it reveals. An obstacle, and everything else is hidden behind signage. Oh, whoa! This has been an epic map. Wow! It's going to reveal, like, everything. This is actually a map that's awesome. Alright, so, quite a few battles, but no nasty surprises. No secret rooms in this dungeon, unfortunately, but that's just fine. That means we know we can get rid of our keys if we feel the need to. We have a battle behind this doorway, though.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Actually, I might just... There we go.
Only the strength to follow it.
So our opening strike with the Flagellant is going to be epic. That's why I backtracked and then went forward again. Okay. Flagellant has taken a bleed. Probably was redundant to do at that stage, but an Exsanguinate will be very, very, very worthwhile. 65% resist on both of these guys, which is a little bit regrettable, but I do need to use this ability pretty quick smart. That bleed it does take, which is absolutely fabulous, and Curse of Vulnerability goes down back 2 rows, 3 and 3, as well as marks and a debuff to their dodge and accuracy, which is a little bit regrettable, but ultimately acceptable. We'll get a chain bleed going on these guys here, probably focusing on that. Oh, didn't really do anything. That's a bit of a disappointment, really. Let's keep focusing down on this Bombard. 8 damage taken, down to 15 HP. And Rain of Blight goes down the back rows. 2 and 2, as well as probably Tapeworm. That's nasty. And a Blight. Darn. Alright, well, it's Judgment time, I think. There we go, 8 damage made and 7 HP left on him. We've recovered some of our health. That Blight is going to be a pernicious problem for us. Groping Swing goes down, 6 damage taken, and he dodges the riposte. Unfortunately, we have no other ill effects. Groping Swing goes down on the Flagellant, and 9 damage is taken. But again, no other ill effects to speak of. Stress levels are still fine. Let's try for the Chain Bleed. 3 and 4, and this time the bleed does take. This Bombard is dead in this next action. No chance for a riposte, unfortunately, that kind of attack, but we'll have to live with that. 9 damage done on the Claw, and there's a bit of a shuffle of the ranks. Groping Swing goes down to the Flagellant. 11 damage taken, and we are going to be doing one of his super special, awesome, amazing attacks in just a few moments. But before we do, We will do a bit more damage to this front rank Chlora. 5 damage taken, 7 health regained, and we are looking at just fine. That Blight is a real worry, but again, oh, that extra bleed. That extra bleed though, that Chlora is so dead. 18 damage, and he's only been tapped twice. My god, that's fantastic, and that Crone is now in easy reaching distance for all of the guys. Looking at stress levels, it is building up slightly, but I'm going to focus on a slice off on this Crone. Unfortunately, she dodges, because she's a slippery Knigget. Let's keep damaging her in other ways, though. Duelist Advance, nicely done. Everyone dodges a Fetid Sensor, and everyone dodges a Riposte on those ones as well. Fortunately, the Blights on my guys have cured off, but with that all said and that all done, I want to take out that Crone. She's just too damn slippy for me, though. Groping Swing on the front rank, and at least we get some damage in with that Riposte. Not too shabby there at all. Let's punish this Crone. 3 damage taken, plus 6 bleed. No! Okay, she resists. She even resists the debuff there, which is regrettable. Embrace the Dark goes down on the Jester, and he picks up a bit of stress. Still in Radiant Light, just barely, so I'm just going to keep... Damn it! Her dodge is really high. I should probably be kitted out in a slightly different way. What's the chance to hit? 73, 90%. Yeah, let's just do this instead. 9 damage taken, 17 HP left to go. Groping Swing at this time on the Flagellant, 9 damage, and I feel like I'm just reading off numbers non-stop. What is the point of it all? What is the point of it all, my friends? Let's keep... There we go, that's a strike in the Crone that we were looking for before. Nice critical there as well, getting rid of some stress. Blight keeps working it down, Flagellant's damage, and... Alright, that Crone is finally dead and buried. Nicely done. Mongol Chlora is still in arm's reach, and we may as well try and slice off parts of his anatomy. That, I'm going to say, is his left toe. Unfortunately, it did not do the good that I was hoping it would. Party heal may not be a bad call. Could just try and get my party in a better place for next round. Or I can try and stun this chappy, and I think a stun might not be a bad call just to both get a chance in. Didn't work, but also to boost up my torchlight. That's fine. Riposte, 9 damage is a crit. Not too bad, and he has 1 HP left. And if I get an action in first, he's a dead man. Nice. Nice. Nicety nice. Okay. Bit of extra gold in by way of Sapphire. Not too worried about any of the conditions I have going here. I'm not going to throw anything out at the moment. That's it. The Bright Amulet isn't something that I'm particularly compelled to keep. Would prefer to have the Deeds, Torchlight. I'm going to need plenty of that as things go on. Skeleton Key, and yeah, look, we're just going to have to leave some things behind, unfortunately. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Default party order. Back again. Flagellant's a good place to do an early opening attack. Not too worried about treasure, because we'll be doubling back here at some stage soon, I am sure. Corridor battle, and we are still in Radiant, 2 Ectoplasms, and a Blighted Crone. Not too shabby. Best chance to get a bleed in play is going to be on that Crone, so let's get that as an opening strike, but of course she's going to be too darn dodgy for us to be able to actually get a hit into. Let's try that again. 8 and 7 is a chain attack. This time it does take for 4 bleed damage, 16 HP left. Shield from a curse down on little Mr. Murdak, the Flagellant. He's not quite in half-life yet. He's not going to be there for a little bit of time as well, which is a bit of a problem. Chance to stun is best on that Crone, and since she's... Oh, darn it. Well, we get the Torchlight regardless. That's fine. Duelist Advance. Once again, 12 damage taken, and she is dead in her next action. Slime goes down the Flagellant. He dodges like an absolute champ, and once again... Ah, absolute boss. Absolute boss. He is a boss fighter. That is faux show. Ectoplasm takes 6 damage, the bleed will not take... Oh, it will! Damn, okay, well that Ectoplasm is absolutely dead and gone. No point actually getting a strike in on him. We'll take a quick moment to glance at our stress levels, and the highest level is going to be on little Mr. Jester. Ponchardon, do it to yourself. 14 damage on the Ectoplasm, down to 2 HP, and I think we've got this done. Nice. Boom. A little bit of gold, can't even take it, that's completely fine, and we are still in a really good place. Really good place in this dungeon. Now, I'm probably going to do the short hike, so I have to, I have to double back either way, so it's fine. Crate's empty, I can see a trap there, and we'll take our chances on Zachary the Highwayman. Welcome again, Zachary, to the adventure. Always enjoy spending time with all of my Doom Troopers, and again, this is just an empty room that we'll be doubling back out of ASAP. Righty. Oh, let's see what we have in store. Again, this party composition seems to work pretty safely. It does tend to lead to very long battles. I mean, when you have 2 support units in a party, you're always going to have long battles, but you also have like no downtime between missions. You can just keep using the party over and over again. Again, that gold we're just going to have to like throw out. Radiant Light back again, and with battle to face Corrupted Giant, Witch, and a Raving Madman. Stress levels could be a real problem for us. I'm going to get things started on the Witch if I can, just because I don't like her reducing my Torchlight. Beautiful critical there as well. Not quite enough to kill her, but accusation goes down on... Oh, it's a bit of stress. That's a bit of stress. That's fine. Now I'm gonna finish her off. Actually, chain. No, want their past. Want their past. There we go. Witch is dead. Didn't even need the bleed. Did not even need the bleed. Let's look at slicing off parts of this giant. I'm going to say that is his left ear, I think. And let's keep things going with a chance to stun. No, that's never going to work. There is no way in hell that it's going to take. In the meantime, look at a party heal. It's going to hold us back, though, and other things. Look at Judgment is going to be the call that we make on the Raving Madman. 11 damage taken, and no confusion there. Aside from the spores that are dropping all over us, we are shuffled and debuffed, but at least we've got a pretty good riposte in the mix there. Meantime, our Jester is going to be next to useless. Fortunately, we can shuffle some things around. Accusation drops down on Little Miss Vestal, and she's going to be a bit peaked with Horror coming in. 16 damage over 4 turns. Okay, I can move to first position with them. Yes, that works out just fine for me. Not going to waste the half-life on a heal at this stage. What I will do, though, is try and get another Judgment in on the Raving Madman. 15 damage made, pretty epic, and 7 healing in place as well. Tree Branch Smackdown, 40 damage! Oh, we're 1 Skerrick away from Death's Door! Oh, thank God. That's fine. You accuse her. J'accuse du. That's fine. Let's de-stress the Vestal. Oh my God, I need some heals. Heals, please. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, heal. That's the heal we want. It's going to be epic. 22. But pretty good, actually. It's no complaints there. Point blank shot. 14 damage made. The giant has been repositioned backwards, and Poison Spores only do 2 damage, but with the chance of Blight, we have other problems to worry about. Gonna have to focus a heal on the Highwaymen. Absolutely. Yeah, Zach, you've been experiencing some pain. Accusation on the Jester, and no ill effects beyond the stress. Again, it is a fairly high level of gnarly, but we can endure it, I am sure. Let's focus on stress reduction for the Flagellant for the moment. Bleed would be better, but we're out of position, unfortunately. I want to make the most out of every single turn. Duelist Advance, unfortunately, gets dodged by that Madman, and it's going to be another focused heal on Zachary one more time, because he is in the doldrums of pain. Right, Madman's finally been taken care of. Just the giant to worry about. Tree Branch Smackdown once again, 36 damage, and we're going to be on Death's Door in only moments. Like we're... Oh, this is so bad. Okay, let's deal with Little Miss Vestal. Again, I'm actually just spend the turn moving the Jester 1 forward, because I cannot deal with this as an ongoing problem. Open a vein. Don't have any anti-venom, do I? I don't. No, it's a shame. Alright, let's keep the Divine Grace rolling, only up by 10. I kind of expect more when I'm rocking Junior's head, as far as heals go, but let's get some bleeds going on this giant. 81 hit points left to go. At least the bleeds are ramping up. Tree Branch Smackdown where they belong, and it gets dodged. Of course it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. Alright, highest stress is on the Jester, and let's make best advantage of that. Riposte is running out, as is our lifeblood, but again, I'm just going to keep the bleeds rolling on this guy. Oh yeah, okay, that took nicely. Keep things going. Another 8 damage taken down. This guy is rocking 20 bleed per turn, which is freaking epic. That's the kind of heal I'm looking for. Up by 20, stress goes down, and everything is looking much better. Smackdown once again, 21 damage. Dear God, do you have no shame? Oh, Alright, let's take care of some stress on the Vestal. Once again, I could look at party buffs to increase our crit chance, but I'm not sure it's going to do me a skerrick of good. 9 damage taken, and this guy is finally dead in his next round. You know, I could even just finish him off slightly sooner. Well, getting myself back in position and something at least. 10 healing, that's not too bad. And oh my god, that was painful. I'm gonna... Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat that just fine. Extra stress until camped. That's a lot of extra stress until camped. I could take care of that now, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna press on. I'm gonna hope that the next battle is a relatively light one, and will let me heal up my highwayman. Alright, that is not an easy one. Bloodletter, Cutthroat, Fusilier, these guys are all pretty axe. Let's start focusing on that Cutthroat though as an initial. Unfortunately it's a dodge and we get nothing. I'm in the wrong place! Oh, damn it, Ardoom. I forgot to reshuffle. That's okay. It happens, it happens, it happens, it happens, it happens. Duelist advance, riposte is active, small amount of damage done. Let's heal up this chap, and that's the heal we're looking for. 22, and we're back up to snuff. Blanket fire, everyone dodges, and that Fusilier takes a good amount of damage in return. 10 damage from the shank, but no bleed. No bleed. Point blank shot, dodge, riposte. You know what? 2 can play at that point blank shot game, my friend. 2 can play at that game. Cutthroat does take 7 damage, and 6 more to come in the next turn. And let's just keep those high rolls coming. Those who sing the battle ballad receive the praise of RN Jesus. See, that's... You call that a point blank shot. This is a point blank shot. Blanket fire, dodge, and unfortunately the riposte gets nothing in return. Could heal up the Jester, but I'm not gonna just this second. Instead, I'm gonna make sure that this Cutthroat does not get an action in this round of combat. That's just fine by me. Fine by me. Rain of Whips goes down. A little bit of damage everywhere, but it's a critical riposte coming back. Bleeds fall on everyone, but I have the bandages to deal. I have the bandages to deal. I'm actually going to spend a turn moving this Jester because it is bugging me that he's out of position. Going to sort out your bleeding as well. Duelist advance. Let's keep that riposte going back once again. And again, I don't mind you taking some bleed damage. What I will do though is just make sure that Fusilier doesn't get a turn in. No, 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 sorry, Bob. Focused heal on the Jester is the action of the hour, and we are good to roll. Rain of Whips goes down once again. Dodge on most, no additional bleeds. Actually, no, on the Highwayman. On the Highwayman. Sorry, Zachary. Can't always keep you safe, but when I do, it's MasterCard. And I could finish this right now. I think I will. Done. Done, done, and done. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, it's been a bit of a cold snap in Sydney where I'm living right now, and I am chilly. I am chilly and sneezing. Okay, we have some things that we might want to use. Let's just use up these bandages so we can take those crests. Those crests are going to be very, very handy. I actually might want to keep those bandages and just ditch the gold instead because we have enough gold coming through as a quest reward. Yeah, that's not a bad decision. Not seeing many of the things I'm going to need to... Yeah, that holy water is kind of weighing me down a bit, but I will endure it. What I will do, though, because our health situation is a bit poor all over, is drop a feast.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
Prevent nighttime advance. Ambush. And we're going to look for opportunities to... negative 15. Is that even worth it? It's not. Increased accuracy and dodge. Yes. Wound care. Yup. And every rose has a thorn. Okay. That is worthwhile. I just need to be worried about hunger at this stage, because our food supply is relatively limited, but we still have, that helps.
Waiting to be spent.
That we can take. That we can take. These I would rather, and these I would rather. Yep, that's gonna have to be it. That is gonna have to be it. Alright, let's press on and onwards. Bravely, merrily, and otherwise in good grace. Harrying Nasher ×2 and a Blighted Crone. From experience, this Crone is gonna miss. It's gonna dodge everything I throw at her, so let's just focus on those Nashers. Okay, 8 HP left. Let's finish him and get a riposte going. Nicely done. Alright, Jester's turn. Slice off. Yes, we sliced off one of her antlers. Curse of Vulnerability on back and front position. No riposte joy, unfortunately. And some pretty gnarly debuffs in place as well. Great riposte that time around with only minor damage in exchange. And I'm going to judge... I'm going to dazzle. Dazzle the Crone, possibly with science.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
Nasher dodges. Unfortunately, Rapid Rush goes down, and he'll probably get death by riposte. Yes, he does. And I think it's down to our friendly neighborhood Highwayman to finish things off for us. Just do a party heal to top us off. Take care of some latent stress, not that it's particularly grueling at this particular juncture. And a point-blank shot will set us back to first position and wrap combat up quite nicely.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Yeah, these holy waters are really holding me back. I like rubies. I don't know, they're not really that. I just like them. It's silly.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Anyone that plays an adventure game or an RPG of any kind is always going to be a bit of a magpie. You know, just collecting things that they like. Lots of maggots and a hateful virago. Well then, there's a remote chance for an insta-kill with the Highwayman. Pretty good chance for supporting damage to get kills on these guys in other ways though. Let's drop a chain shot for a change. Yep, it's a pretty good spread. Harvest goes down. It's a double kill. Nice. Can definitely kill that maggot. Less of a chance of the virago. So let's just make sure that we only have to deal with one person. No chance to stun this unfortunate, misbegotten death priest. So we'll have to live. Putrefying Breath goes down, and it's dodged very fortunately. Once again, 11 damage taken, and a move. No blight though, which is very, very fortunate. Let's get some party buffs rolling on our ladies and gentlemen. Sweet critical for 33, and let's follow that up with what will hopefully be a very, very nice bleed. Yes, no debuff, but the bleed did take in deedly do. Puns intended all over the place, of course. Let's keep that rolling. 10 damage, 7 HP, 12 bleed. No, resisted. She resisted. Alright, let's keep party buffing up. And if we get a turn in edgewise, we'll be able to finish things off handily. Done. Done, done, and done. Our crests are ramping up nicely. And let's see what's inside the Traveler's Tent. Nothing. Oh, a map. We already have a map of everything. Okay. Happens. Now, something I learned recently is that when you are backtracking over terrain or over corridors you've already explored, your chance for hunger checks is elevated. So that's a concern for me as I'm walking down this very long double back road. Let's keep it going. I hope you guys appreciated the suggestion to get a beverage or a drink, because these long maps do go for ages. I don't really have any free slots in inventory, so I'm not going to bother taking a chance on those. I just don't need. I don't need more treasure. That's the thing with long dungeons. Like, I find I make more money. It's more efficient. My return on investment per adventure is better on a medium map than it is on a long.
A victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
There we go. That's a free slot in the inventory, so I can start deciding whether or not I want to be taking on any treasure from curios. Meantime, we have a very long corridor to explore, and torchlight is going to become a factor for us at some stage soon. Our stocks are going to last us for a while at least. Stashed heirlooms, what do we have? Yep, crests. Love me some crests. Have a battle here as well. Just a bunch of maggots. Maggots! We can make short work out of you. 5 and 8 damage. Again, you don't have any surprise on you, so we're going to have to be creative about how we run this through. That maggot at least is dead, and a chain shot would be very handy. Grape shot. There we go. And so at least 3 of them will be dead. Gravedigger will come down on the Vestal and do 5 damage regardless. It's a little bit of stress, but no other ill effects, which are fine by me. And it is round reset. No, actually not quite. It isn't round reset. Let's drop a judgment, and probably won't get the kill, but we will top up our health after we took 5 damage. Let's have a quick look-see at who's rocking the biggest unhappiness, and it will be Little Miss Vestal. Out a goal. And yeah, let's just finish things off from position. Sweet crit. Nicely done. Nicely done.
They can be beaten.
If they can bleed, they can die. They definitely can be beaten. Again, more maggots. The game is being kind to me because it's given me a surprise. A lovely, lovely surprise. Unfortunately, RNG's gives and takes with equal sentiment. Again, harvest to chain those bleeds up, and hopefully that takes. Yes, that will be a kill for me. Judgment here, and they will not get a word in edgewise before they all die horribly.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Free torch, don't mind if I do. Gonna use that pretty much straight away, and let's press on bravely into battle. Corrupted Giant, 2 Nashers. Obviously, you want to take down that those Nashers first and foremost, just to prevent bleeds and other surprises. The fewer actions they have, the better we are, even if the big guy lives for a little bit longer. Bleed does drop in the Vestal, but that's just fine by me. Unfortunately, my Jester can do nothing of note, so we will just get an awesome critical in. and 25 bleed. 5 damage on the Highwayman, but, well, and a bleed as well, but no diseases, fortunately. Resists that right off the cuff. 1 Nasher is now dead and buried, and in the Vestal's turn, we will take that bleed and we will drop, well, nothing. We will miss prolifically. Confusion spores go down. Oh, everyone's going to be shuffled. That's going to be a real problem for us, but we will find a way to endure regardless. Jester is going to move back to the back rank. Rabid Rush goes down, 6 damage taken, and you don't know the whirlwind that you have unleashed. You fool. You damn fool. Exsanguinate, 12 damage, 9 bleed. Not too shabby at all. Let's get a duelist advance going as well. Yeah, no, that can work. 10 damage taken. Again, should be focusing on that Nasher, but I made a bit of a whoopsie regardless. 14 damage, 74 HP left to go. Tree Branch Smackdown, 26 damage. And she moves back into position, which you can do a focused heal. That's just fine, guys. I do not mind if I do. I do not mind if I do. Let's switch back into infantry mode so we can... Oh, no! Oh, good. Oh, good. Alright, it's only 3 bleed. It's not a problem. Again, let's just get back to first principles, focus on that Nasher. Unfortunately, our first attempt is a miss. Point blank shot might correct though, and it does. 22 damage. He's killed in 1. Ooh, that bleed's already cleared, unfortunately. Let's drop a heal up by 11. Let's not have any more Tree Branch Smackdowns as well. Just if we can help that would be nice. Poison Spores, dodge, and a sweet riposte in exchange. 49 hit points left to go. Stress is not a problem, so it is party buffs for us. Party buffs for all. Alright, let's do another self-heal on the Vestal. Junior's head really is delivering amazing results for us just this second, but, you know, hopefully a riposte will. Keep those bleeds going as well. 6 damage taken, and 20 bleed coming through. He is dead in his next action, I think. No, he's not, because the bleed's expired. Oh, Confusion Spores, but he is now dead in his next action. We are just fine. In fact, we are so fine that we are going to faff. We're going to faff like it's going out of fashion. Thank you for the chance to heal once again, up by 12. Not too shabby there at all, and let's lighten the load on our friendly Highwayman. Zachary, you will be fine. You will be fine. You will be fine. That's all going to have to get left behind. Let's shuffle back into first positions. Done, done, and done. It wouldn't be a bad decision to actually camp here, but I'll do it at this empty room, I think. Let's firstly keep our eyes on traps. Done. Not going to bother torching up for the moment. What I will do, though, is consider using up a shovel, because I've fully scouted out this dungeon, and I know that I do not need anything more from them. Oh... Yeah, the crests are worth more to me than the gold. Crests are worth more to me than the gold. And we already have so much money in sapphires. It is loco. Loco, loco, loco. Yeah, that'll do. That will do. Coming into this empty room. I'm going to physically restrain myself from torching up. And let's take the moment to camp. Why don't we? Yes.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Yep, that's fine by me. Gallows humor is the item of the day. Let's heal up poor Zachary, who's taken more than his fair share of licks. We can very cheaply reduce all of your stress. Done. You're rocking nothing. What I will do, though, is again give Zachary a bit more dodge and yeah, remove a disease. Oh, rabies! We had rabies! And we've cured rabies! I forgot about that. Oh, that worked out so well. Wasn't planned at all. Oh, no diseases. Oh yeah, no diseases. Just how I like it. No rabies for me. No sorry, Bob. Right. Pack contains loot, and the gold is the thing that I want the most. May as well use the holy water right now, and the bandages I will... Actually, I don't need the shovels. That's just fine by me. Again, keys might have some marginal use in one of these two treasure rooms. Giant ectoplasm, 2 fungal bombards. Wow. Tough crowd. Alright, let's get some bleed going on this bombard right here. 6 damage, and the bleed does take. His bleed resistance has also been reduced, which is just fine by me. Let's focus on adding to his woes. Slice off, crit for 11, and he is dead. Oh, not quite. He is 1 damage off, so let's try for a stun. Well, it's not really relevant. We're just illuminating ourselves better. Duelist advance on the back position, 10 damage taken. Not too shabby, and he'll move into position 3 at first opportunity. Nicely done, Mr. Zachary. Slime Smack goes down, 5 and 4, and unfortunately nothing in riposte, but no stun either. Mark Prey goes down and is dodged like an absolute champion. Let's focus Slice Off on this Bombard. Again, it's a good starting move, especially given its massive bleed damage, and that guy is dead. Only 1 chap to worry about, but he can start spawning little annoying doobers whenever he darn well pleases. 14 damage taken though, which is just fine. We'll drop a focused heal on Zachary, who's looking very healthy now for a change. Big Slime goes down the back, 14 damage taken, and yeah, you win some, you lose some. Speed has been reduced slightly. No real chance these bleeds to actually take in a meaningful way. Again, because it is very high resist, and his debuff resist, and, but we'll just keep doing damage to him, chipping away at his life, 1 hit point at a time. Riposte is reactivated, 8 damage done, and Cytokinesis will summon more unpleasant little doobers for us to take care of. We'll, though, start off by focusing a heal on the Vestal, because she needs it. In the meantime, and Slice Off is still our best action in terms of damage potential, and miraculously a bleed did even take 6 damage again, and nothing stuck this time. It's not expected to happen ever, really, but there we go. That point blank shot paid off quite nicely. Judgment this time for some damage and healing. Nicely done. And 17, now 12 hit points, with a bit more bleeding still to come. 8 damage taken on the Flagellant, and another cohesive ectoplasm spawned. Duelist advance for 5 damage, and this mob of gunk is dead in the next action. Don't even need to do nothing. All I'm going to do in that case is just drop a party buff and rely on everyone else to take out this front position Duber. 10 damage taken. No bleed, that's expected.
Their cursed
That giant
champion
is dead,
falls.
and I think Judgment should seal the deal.
Obliterated.
Oh, and it does by a country mile. That is overkill.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Yes, I will take the jute tapestry instead. Skeleton keys I can't do nothing with. Let's shuffle back to first position and check out this heirloom chest. What you got?
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Alright, let's drop the bandages. Let's drop the medicinal herbs. And that's the best of our options. I could take more, but I need one more skeleton key for this final room, which I believe is going to be the last room I have to do to clear out this dungeon. We've had a pretty good haul so far. Certainly no complaints. And you know what? I could have... Oh, who's got a good disease? Blight resist. Blight resist 100%. 90 and 40 is my best hedge. Let's do that. Beast carcass, not without risk. And nothing. Nothing and nothing. Nothing and nothing for nobody. Let's take that chance. Alright, well, that's distraught. Alright, you're now afraid of beasts. Okay, well, Zach, we're going to have to get you cured of that. Post haste. And let's see what we have in this treasure room battle. Just ectoplasms. It's all ectoplasms all the time. Let's start by taking out the one in the third position. Keep that going. Jules Advance secures a kill and denies them an action. Chance to stun is very, very non-existent, so instead I'll just do some back ranks damage there. Should probably just focus my damage on the giant ectoplasm at the front, but I wanted to get some kills in early. Big Slime goes down the flagellant. He dodges like the slippery sucker that he is. Slime, this time the Jester, does 9 damage, but has no other ill effects. Punish can only be dropped on the giant on the front ranks, and unfortunately the debuff and the bleed do not and will not take. Slice off will be dropped for damage on the giant, and again I'm not expecting anything aside from the chance to slowly chip away at his HP. Not the best party composition really to take out these guys because of the high protection and the relatively good dodge as well as the resistances. Obviously going to be doing a focused heal on that Jester to keep him in the land of the living, and Slime this time in the flagellant does some actual damage and will show some actual consequences, I think, Mr. Magoo. Jules Advance on the back ranks, only one left, and again those corpses are occupying the space that this unfortunate blob needs to fill up with fresh blobs. Let's drop an Exsanguinate. We know it's not going to take, but we'll do it for the health regardless. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Can't win every time. Big Slime gets dodged and gets dodged in riposte to boot. Let's heal up the Jester once again and keep this long and tawdry battle rolling. Point blank shot, that's the only good hit of damage I'm going to get in this round, more than likely. Slice off. Oh, spoke too soon. Crit for 10. And even a bleed to boot. Wow. Well, let's get Judgment in to finish the deal off. Done. Done, done, and done. Yeah, the crests are worth more to me than the emerald. Gold is worth more to me than the torches, because we know it's keep adventuring for a brief moment. Let's have a look what we have in store here. Oh my god, look at all the crests we found.
Measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Done. That's not a bad heirloom haul. Heirloom haul? Heirloom haul. Damn, that's hard to pronounce. Say it 3 times fast.
Let them arrive unharried.
Okay. Caretaker. I wonder what that achievement is. Oh, it's because our guy leveled up. So 25.5k of gold in total. Jesus wept. 96 crests, 22 deeds, and 15 busts. That's going to go a long, long way. And the Ancestor's Pistol is tucked soundly in our waistband. Radak is obviously already leveled up. Zachary has picked up a God-fearing quirk, so he's got all sorts of nasty things I need to cure off. Kleptomania on Ponchodon, yeah, that's getting cured immediately. And so now is Mercurial, which I'll need to deal with probably before I deal with her disease. Oh my golly goodness.
A troubling shortage of ale, and a notable absence of good humor.
Yeah, empty kegs doesn't affect me. No one has any stress, and I very rarely need to use de-stressing rooms. Sydney's gotten rid of hemophilia. Demonomania, Enlightened, and Egomania have all been removed. I have some guys that need to get some cures, but this is a long mission, a long level, and I think I've been criminating on for long enough. Oh, look at the number of crests I have. It's just insane. I could just spend those all on upgrading the Nomad Wagon, but no, they'll be spent buying things in districts. Before we finish the episode, though, we are going to do a quick look to see what our next mission will be, so we can consider what we're going to do and with who. Hero's Ring, increased virtue chance. That's really darn handy when you know that you're going to be going into a bit of unpleasantness, and it's a medium, which I am always very, very fond of. We also have another long dungeon for the Ancestor's Portrait, which is attractive because that would give me enough crests for my next district upgrade. Cove, meh. Brawler's Gloves, meh. Eldritch Slayer Ring, meh. Ancestor's Signet Ring, that's actually pretty awesome. Like, guaranteed increase accuracy and protection, as well as a small increase in stress. Quite a few portraits for portrait's sake. So hard to decide. Ancestor's Pen, melee skills, that's actually really good. That is actually really good. Alright, I've got some decisions to make, clearly have some decisions to make, but I think I'm going to be going back into the Weald. It's going to be another long one, I think. And we'll build our parties around what I think in just a few moments. In the meantime, I've got a little bit of back of house faffing to do in terms of curing quirks, alleviating diseases, and making sure that my parties are the right composition with the right trinkets to seal the deal. So I'll end the episode here, if I may, if you'll forgive me. As always, my name is Ardoom. Thank you so much for stopping by, particularly on the longer episodes. If you've liked this episode, feel free to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, check out the playlist, do all the things. And for returning subscribers, thank you guys so much again for stopping by. I need to clearly have a glass of water and a lie down because it is hard talking this much for this long. In any case, I'll catch you guys all next time.